Venezuela, a South American country mostly known for its massive oil deposits and its political strife since the 90s, is the third largest exporter of oil to the United States. And it's also in a state of meltdown. In less than a week, enormous protests have erupted across the nation, mostly directed at the current president, Nicolás Maduro. Living conditions have been on the decline since he took the office in 2013, culminating in incredible shortages of food, medicine, and even products that are relatively cheap to produce, such as toilet paper. In the wake of the protests, an opposition leader, Juan Guaido, has announced his intention to act as interim president until a new election can be held. The USA, and Trump personally, have recognized him as the president of Venezuela instead of Maduro, and have called for Maduro to resign. Maduro responded by breaking off relations with the US and told all American diplomats to leave the country within 72 hours. The Trump administration responded by saying that they no longer recognized Maduro as the president and would not be recalling diplomats. So, how did we get here? Nicolás Maduro was the hand-picked successor of previous strongman and president Hugo Chavez, but he has little of Chavez's popularity. When he was first elected in 2013, it was by a very small margin of less than 2%. The most recent elections, held in 2018, were declared fraudulent by the European Union, the USA, the UK, Argentina, and Chile, to list a few. Reasons for suspicion include incredibly low voter turnout, and Maduro's win by a margin of nearly 40% over his closest opponent, despite the fact that Maduro's popularity continues to sink and that the country's economic problems keep getting worse. But if you want to make the case that the election wasn't fraudulent, there's plenty of countries on your side. Cuba, Russia, China, Iran, and the true bastion of democracy, North Korea, all supported the election as legitimate. Maybe that case isn't as strong as I thought. There are reasons for suspicion in regards to the military involvement of the United States, however. It appears that National Security Advisor John Bolton accidentally leaked confidential information about troop movement during a press briefing. As printed on his notepad were the words, 5,000 troops to Colombia. So how did he leak it? Well, he held it facing the wrong way. Everyone could see what he had written down. The note could certainly indicate that the Trump administration is interested in at least harboring troops near Venezuela to project power if the intention is not to step in to ensure Maduro's resignation. In the meantime, the situation in Venezuela is continuing to evolve, and the US and its allies are doubling down on efforts to make Maduro resign. The Bank of England froze much of Venezuela's assets, and the US added even more sanctions, both of which are probably only going to worsen the economic crisis that Venezuela is currently going through. For now, Maduro's power is stable, as Juan Guaido doesn't have control of the military, but the situation is certainly not yet decided.